The creation of these experiences, including physical experience, is an expression of consciousness. Consciousness expresses itself in experience, and every experience is an expression of consciousness. The consciousness by itself is what creates the concept of divinity. It is divine. It is divine because it has no pairs of opposites in it. It has no duality in it, and therefore divine. So divinity can be seen in everything that is happening. We tend to divide things because of the accessory given to us called mind. Mind divides. We unite. If we don't have mind, we always unite and make it one. If we have mind, we divide and make it 2, 3, 4. The power of the mind is to analyze. You know how to analyze? Break it to pieces and see. Like a little child, he wants to know how a toy works. Instead of working the toy, breaks it open to see how it works. That's the mind at work. We break open everything to see how it works. We not only break open things, we break open relationships, we break our faith, we break our faith in God, we break our faith in ourselves, we lose our own esteem. We do all kind of destructive things because of the power of the mind to break and to analyze. On the other hand, our own individual power without the mind is to synthesize, to put together. So one is synthesis, the other is analysis. They're two opposite things. We are supposed to use both in combination, but when we get subject to the influence of the mind more than our own self, then we begin to analyze more and destroy more and join less. As we rise above the mind, we will never try to destroy anything. We unite and make everything into one. So this was a great adventure to come here, but I tell you, it will be a greater adventure to go back. So you will enjoy your journey back to home and find where you belong. And this is made possible. Imagine so far away and yet so near to our true home. We have the ability to go back in spite of the snare of time, in spite of all the entanglements here, in spite of all our own rough mind working in us, in spite of all the morality that we have undergone, doing immoral things, doing bad things and good things, and combining all these into a life of ours. In spite of all these difficulties, it is still possible to go back home while we are in a physical body with the help of another human being whom we just call a perfect living master. What greater miracle can there be? I would like to know any greater miracle than that while we are trapped like this, completely trapped, another human being, just because of his consciousness, just because he has attained that total consciousness, can help us to get out of it and break all the rules of Kal, break all the rules of time and take us out. A perfect living master does not come here to judge us. He is not Kal. Kal judges us. Kal, with the law of karma, rewards and punishes. A perfect living master never rewards or punishes. His job is not to reward or punish. His job is to take us back home. He comes specifically for that. When he meets us, he does not see us with our good and bad records. He does not look at our records that way. He sees our seeking, our longing to go back home. If we are longing to go back home, the more we are fed up with this, we have had enough of it, he says, this person is ready to go back home. That's all he's looking at. He's never judgmental. If he were to judge us, we had no chance, I can tell you. If he were to say, are you really qualified on grounds of having done nothing wrong? We'll all fail. We all done something which we ourselves know was not right. And we have all gone through that phase. Therefore, if he became a judge of our action and then says, oh, this person has been very good and will be taken home, we would never go home. Nobody will qualify. He does not judge us. He only looks at our longing to go back home and saying we are fed up of this world of duality. We are fed up of these pairs of opposites. We want to be where we belong. This sense of where we belong is a very important thing. The longing is coming into us before anything else because of where we belong. The soul's craving for going back is expressed in many ways, but the most important way is a feeling of loneliness, if you feel you are alone, even amongst friends, you see that the friends' relationship with us is only skin deep. They don't understand what's happening right inside us. When you feel like that, that means that internal loneliness, in spite of being with people around, is what is a sign of longing to go back to a true home. The Master can see that. A perfect living Master sees that in us and then says, you are ready to go home, I'll take you home. And gives you an unconditional guaranteed promise to take you home, which we call initiation by a perfect living Master. So it's not a small thing. It's the greatest event you can have.